Everybody, welcome back to Trio Planet, the YouTube channel we talk all things media. How is everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. And today is the final episodes of the Bad Batch. I am, as always, joined by the one, the only, the amazing, the fantastical Will, aka Astral.
Hello, everyone.
So, how are you today?
Woke up, sat downstairs for a few hours, had a McDonald's, watched the Bad Batch. Not much happened. Just watched the Bad Batch.
Yeah,
Wasn't like groundbreaking or
we
anything.
watched the Bad Batch and tears rolled.
It wasn't groundbreaking or anything. It was kind of mid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. So we're gonna review episode 1 and 2. What episodes were these?
15 and 16.
We'll be reviewing episode episode 15
and
titled
16.
episode 15 titled The Summit, and episode 16 titled Plan 99. So yeah, as always, we'll be doing a breakdown, and instead of doing an episode review, he's going to break down as it was, putting the two together, basically saying the one episode really. So he'll obviously note to you when he's when he's breaking down episode 2, the second episode. So without further ado, Will, take it away.
Episode 15, The Summit, opens to Pabu in a midnight scene. It's quite calm, calm before the storm, you might say. And what a fucking storm it's gonna be. You get Tech, Hunter, Wrecker, Omega. I don't know if Echo's there, he might be, talking about Crosshair, the other clones, and the mysterious Dr. Hemlock, or whatever his fucking name is, Hemlock. The child that clearly their parents hated. They find out about the summit taking place on a planet, and they decide, you know what? We're going to infiltrate that shit because we're the bad guys, and we are an elite force that can do impossible missions without any casualties. You liking my foreshadowing?
Yeah.
So they have this discussion, and then they are ready to leave. But before that, the pirate lady, who I'm gonna attempt to remember the name. I believe it's like Fig. It begins with F. I'm pretty sure.
Fig, I think.
She comes over. She has a little chat with Omega, like, "Where are you going?" And she's like, "It's a top secret mission. Shush." And she's like, "Oh, I expect details when you get back." She then goes over to Crosshair. Not Crosshair. Tech. Oh no. To Tech. And they have their little flirtatious chat about their friendship. And she says, "I'll see you later, Brown Eyes." And yeah, it's very flirtatious. We then move to the Imperial Star Destroyer of Hemlock exiting hyperspace above the planet where the summit is taking place, and his shuttle shuttles down, and they land inside the base before they go to the meeting room where there are 4 characters waiting. I believe it's Moff Tarkin, 2 opposing views, one that is a fan of Clone Decommission, one who isn't, and then a white jacketed individual, which usually signifies high-ranking admiral, and then obviously Hemlock. They're having a chat about his work on the cloning technology, and then they also have the white vested gentleman discuss Project Stardust, which is the codenamed project for the development of the Death Star. So, pretty epic. The team arrive at the planet, and Echo uses a code to bypass the Imperial blockade of the planet. Every Star Wars character seems to have the ability to somehow have Imperial clearance codes at all times that they haven't taken out of circulation. It's probably why the Empire lost, to be fair. They probably walked into many encampments and just went, "Oh, I'll try that code we used 6 months ago," and they were like, "Oh, what do you know? It works." They have a little walk through a forest before they arrive at like a rail car system, and they decide that they're going to disrupt a sensor for 30 seconds before they grapple to a cart, basically go with the cart on the outside. So Tech grapples over, and he does that because he's Tech, he's awesome. And they get through, and they arrive inside the compound, and they're actually killing people now. None of that stun bollocks. These are like blaster bolt kills. And I was like, whoa, look at you guys. You're doing absolute God's work. So they're going through, and it is up to Omega and Wrecker to place a tracker on Hemlock's ship, while Echo, Tech, and Hunter go to deal with some other issues that are happening inside the base. Hunter and Tech go to check out an area of the base where cameras have been disabled, while Omega has to sneak around a bunch of Imperials to place the tracker. Everything goes well, right up until Hunter finds a thermal bomb placed on one of the ventilation systems, and Saw Gerrera makes an appearance. We've not seen him for a while, not since season 1, I believe, of this
show alone. Yeah, we haven't seen him, but we have seen him in Andor.
Indeed, we have seen him in that. Shit goes to the fan, and Hunter, Tech, Wrecker, Omega, and Echo meet back up and decide to escape inside one of the rail cars, while Saw Gerrera takes a ship. They start getting away. The Bad Batch are in a gunfight inside one of the tram cars, which is on the move, and Saw Gerrera detonates the bomb, blowing up the base and sending a surge of energy down the tram line, which stops 2 carts in its track. And the battle begins there. Tarkin sends some ships to destroy the cable cars, and it's quite intense. They do a couple of things, but before all of that, the episode actually cuts off, and the end credits begins right as the 2 cable cars come to their stops, and Tech says this is not good. And not good it is. So that is episode 15, The Summer in a Nutshell. Now it's time for episode 16, Plan 99, and I'm sure Jordan will title card each episode so you know where it is. But yeah, Plan 99 opens directly after the end of the summit, and they're inside the cable cars. Tarkin's called in his little ships. Tech's gone up to the tram line, he's run across it, and he's got to a platform to get power going back. The ships are coming in, and the ships start firing at the Bad Batch's tram car. Tech manages to get power routed to it, and as he's running back, a ship shoots the tram line, and Tech falls onto the roof of one of the tram cars, and he gets back up, and as he's running, he falls off of the tram car, but luckily he's got a rope attached to it, and he's able to hang on to the edge. So Tech starts climbing back up, and Hunter tells Wrecker, "You need to go get him because we're gonna fall if we don't hurry up." And as Wrecker tries to go get him, the tram car shifts, and Tech's like, "No, you can't. There's no way that this works. We have to do Plan 99." And Wrecker's like, "No, I'm giving you an order. You don't do Plan 99." And in the coldest line delivery in all of Star Wars, Tech, the socially awkward, nerdy genius, says, "Since when have we ever followed orders?" before firing a blaster shot which severs the tram car, and Tech falls to his death. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
A very shocking moment. Omega was not very happy. Echo finally gets the tram moving, and they're going really, really fast, to the point where the tram crashes out of the stop, and all of the Bad Batch are injured. And Omega's fading in and out of consciousness, and we get like a Call of Duty scene where Omega's like eyes are like closing and opening, and you're watching all the scenes play out. And she wakes up in an unfamiliar place. It's unknown at this point, but it's Sid's bar. They've gone to Sid, and Omega's like, "Where's Tech? What happened?" And Hunter's like, "He didn't make it." And Omega refuses to accept it. She's like, "No, we have to go back for him. He'd do it for us." But he's like, "No, he's gone, kid." Wrecker's not happy. Wrecker's upset. And Hunter basically says to Omega, "Listen, if you want, we can stop being soldiers. We can go to Pabu, and we can live the rest of our lives as just normal people." And she's like, "Yeah, I want that." So that's what they decide to do. Sid's offering drinks to people, as they do. And she's a bit twitchy. Her eyes are a bit shifty. But before anything comes of it, we cut to Echo, who's on the Marauder, and sees an Imperial Star Destroyer overhead. So he tries to warn the Bad Batch, but comms are jammed. And as we cut back to Sid and Wrecker, Wrecker figures out Sid's betrayed them, and a bunch of clone commandos bust in and arrest Wrecker before pursuing Hunter, who sends Omega down into the mines to get to the starport, while Hunter starts absolutely kicking ass. And he confronts Hemlock, who has arrived to take Omega. Sid's rewarded with money. Don't worry, we'll execute her in another episode in another season. And Omega decides, instead of getting to safety, I'm going to risk my life, which is far more valuable than any of the other Bad Batches, to eavesdrop on a conversation between Hemlock and Hunter. Hemlock's actually brought Tech's goggles with him and throws them on the floor in front of Hunter, who puts his blaster down to save Wrecker's life and picks them up. And he's then arrested. And as they're being escorted through the streets, Omega ambushes them, and they have a conversation. And Omega is stunned and taken, while Wrecker and Hunter are sent to Moff Tarkin's planet to be questioned by him. But your boy Echo's not going to let that happen, is it? So Omega nicks an ATST and starts wrecking shit because it's Echo and he's awesome. And Hunter and Wrecker join him, and they start doing some hardcore parkour. And they are just a little bit too late, and Hemlock gets away with Omega. And as they're on the Marauder, and they're thinking about everything that's happened, Hunter says, "Listen, we're going to search for her, and we're not going to stop until we find her." And then we get to see Nala Se again, and the creepy female nurse doctor thing. And Omega is sent with Nala and she finds Crosshair, and she's like, Crosshair, wake up. And then the creepy female doctor walks over to her, and is like, don't worry, Omega, you know me better than you think. I'm your sister. I was like, what? And John was like, huh? And we were like, no way. And then we're left on a cliffhanger. Yeah, they cliffhangered us.
The cliffhangers, and seeing that Omega has an older sister as well. Kind of cool to think about. Like, who is she? How long she been around? And what is her ultimate goal? Why is she even with the Empire in the first place, to be honest?
Yeah. But that is the end of episode 16, Plan 99. What did you think of this finale?
End of this season. Shall I review it as one big episode, or
I'd review it as one big episode. It was basically a Mando episode.
Okay, then. Well, in that case, fuck them for killing Tech.
Fuck them.
Oh man, I
was just starting to like him.
Like, Tech had, out of all the characters, Tech had a lot more development. I know we've been giving this series a hard time because of all the filler and no connectiveness like there was in season 1, but I think we've kind of learned why there was so much filler now, and I feel bad.
And like, watching it, if it wasn't a Crosshair focused episode, it was a Tech focused episode. So I feel like they were the main characters of this season.
True, yeah. So we got to see this season we got to see Tech and Crosshair change a little. Crosshair, he decided to, say, fuck this, fuck the Empire. My brothers were right. Tech, he's learned to like be a bit more emotional. But it was still not there. But in that moment where he dies, you can tell that he's, like, fuck everything. You know what? I'm not letting my brothers die, so he sacrifices himself for them. Which Plan 99 must be like in any dire situation. It's sacrifice or die.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Because 99, the clone, which I assume that plan is named after.
Yeah.
His final act was to sacrifice his life to help his brothers.
Yeah, he ran and kept getting shot at, didn't he?
Yeah, and he just wouldn't stop until he finally couldn't go anymore.
Yeah, and
I think that is a very good like callback, but also a very good way to show that other altered clones were like, yeah, we're going to honor this brave soldier.
And they even said to him that he was more of a clone. He was always a clone, like more of a clone than they were, and that he was always a soldier, even though he couldn't be a soldier. But yeah, I think these episodes together been really well done, well made. I like the story arc that's going on. They wanted to move to is it Pabu?
Yeah.
Pabu. They wanted to move to Pabu, and that's what they were gonna do. But nope. Empire's like, fuck that, we're taking Omega. And then learning that Omega has an older sister is interesting. I just can't wait to season 3 until we learn more about her and like what's the story behind her, why is she helping the Empire. I doubt that she's got an inhibitor chip in her. It seems like she's willingly doing all this. And obviously she's like Omega. So maybe she was the first and Omega was like the second, like Omega was a bit more improved. But they kept her around and that's why she's older. Maybe they rapidly did her aging and learned that that's not the way to go about it, that they needed a younger one or something like that. I don't know. Just thoughts, really. Good. all in all, this, are we giving each episode a rating, or the both
I
episodes a
think
whole rating?
give each episode its own rating, to be fair, and then we'll
Right.
do the overall season.
So I'm gonna give episode 15 a. I'm gonna give it an 8.2.
Okay.
Episode 16, I'm gonna give 10. So I really liked both episodes. Actually, I'll bump up episode 15 to a 9.2, and then 16 to a 10. But yeah, tell your thoughts on rating then, and then we'll do the whole season.
As much as this season has felt like one constant chore to tune in every week, to see to sit for 30 minutes and to watch, nothing really happen that felt useful, to now have that payoff feels very nice. And it's why I like shows that are slow, but this show did something different where it was slow but also disconnected. But the disconnected nature of it also helped because it was more focused on the characters rather than the story. And by doing that, I grew closer to the characters to the point where now they've killed one off and I genuinely feel sad.
Same. I was actually in tears.
Truly a shocking moment, but also one of the most badass moments in Star Wars.
It's not just that, the only thing that was left of him was his goggles as well.
Yeah. Just the fearless delivery of "Since when have we ever followed orders" was chef's kiss of a Star Wars. That was such a good line to throw into the Bad Batch, given what we know about them. Overall, this entire 2-part thing was, I think episode 15 was weaker. I think episode 15 was weaker because it was setting up episode 16. And the only reason episode 15 is weaker is because episode 16 is so strong. Episode 16 was hit after hit, which most season finales are hit after hit because it's all coming to a head. But for episode 15 to still be as good as it was, and to have been focused on the Bad Batch for once, it's not a Crosshair episode this time that's good. It's an actual Bad Batch episode. That was all very good. As for rating, 15, I gotta give it at least an 8.6 to a 9. I can't give it one. It's 8.6 to a 9. That range, depending on the mood I'm in, is where I'm sitting with it. Episode 16, my guy, that shit is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you on that one.
That cold ass delivery. Just the delivery of "Since when have we ever followed orders" gets a 10 out of 10 for me.
That line was just
that was the most heart-crushing thing I have ever watched. While also,
as soon as he said it and cut the rope, I was
he didn't cut the rope. He shot his gun up, and then he shot the connector of the thing and fell off with the monorail thing.
Watching him fall.
And he lets go of the blaster, and he's just arms out, and he's just falling.
He's accepting it.
I was like, bro.
He was just accepting his fate.
How is that the most hype thing I've ever seen in Star Wars?
That was better than every movie in the fucking sequel trilogy.
That one moment was better than the entire Star Wars. That entire moment was better than the finale of season 2 of Mando. Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
That was better than Luke Skywalker, bro.
Oh, wow.
That was better than Luke Skywalker making an appearance, bro. That shit was fire.
Wow.
Right? 10 out of 10 for that episode. Right?
Wow.
The season's got some issues. The season struggles a little bit. And it's very difficult to give it a solid high rating or what would be considered high rating for me, by the way, is like 7 up. It's very difficult to justify a solid score from just that one moment, and from the fire moments in like 3 other episodes. The season overall, if we look at it as a whole, is mid. It's not amazing, but it's not awful. It's mid. And for that reason, the season overall, the first half of the season, I'm giving a 4 out of 10. The second half, I would give a 6.9 out of 10. So overall, this season, I think it deserves at least a 6. At least.
I'm going to agree with you on that one.
At least a 6.
I'd say
Hype as it was.
it's at least a 6 or 7.
Yeah. As hype as it was, I cannot ignore the fact that a majority of it was mid.
Yeah.
6
Like,
to
I'm
7.
so fucking happy Sid is gone, though. Can we agree on that?
Happy.
Can we fucking agree on that? Fuck you, Sid. I'm sorry.
I don't care that Sid's gone. I want Sid dead.
I want Sid to get what she deserves. She was absolutely fucking. She was annoying as shit. She didn't care about them.
Voice.
I always liked Goggles. It's not his fucking name, is it? And then she calls Empire on him because it's bad for business. You didn't have to tell them they were there. She was fucking.
Could be known as a rat now, Sid.
Sid, you're a bitch.
We're gonna find out that Sid's died in some kind of mysterious accident.
I really hope Sid gets what's coming to her. I really do. I hope that she gets what's coming to her. Anything else?
Have you given your seasonal? Are you?
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
6
for the overall
6 to 7,
season.
I'd say, between a 6 and a 7.
I think that is everything. What a hype finale!
Yeah, what a good finale that was, and we can't wait for season 2. Also, season 3. I mean, also, guys, at some point, we're not going to do it on Bad Batch on Mando, obviously, but we are going to change our review style. I think I don't know if Will remembers me mentioning this or not.
I might have to, just fill me in real quick.
I came up with the idea that we would actually watch the episode.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
We'll watch we'll watch it and obviously talk through it and stuff like that, and do that type of thing instead of what we have been doing. I think it'd be a lot better, and then I can show little clips here and there of the episode.
Sort of a reaction review.
Yeah, and then obviously we do a little review at the end and stuff like that, and do it like that. So yeah, that's what the idea was. But we're not going to do it for Mando because we've already started doing Mando the way we have. So we might as well keep going like this. So our next show, depending on what it is, we'll do it.
We might do it for the finale of Mando. Depends how the season goes.
Yeah,
because if we expect the finale to be fire,
yeah,
I think if it's a Luke Skywalker appearance thing, I think reaction's important.
We might, we'll figure it out when it comes to it. What we might do as well is when we review our first Marvel show, we will do it.
Yeah,
I'm guessing Loki.
I assume it'll be Loki.
I assume Loki will be our first. I think Loki. No, I think Loki. It's rumored for June.
Oh,
people have been. I've been seeing for like the past few days. People said June.
Better.
Loki season 2 release.
Also, keep your eyes out, guys, because
the second season is scheduled to be on Disney Plus in mid-2023, and will consist of 6 episodes in March. In March 2023, Wilson believed the season would be released at the end of mid-2023 or in September 2023, part of Phase 5.
So June, July, September.
Yeah, but people have been saying June 21st.
Yeah,
that's what people have been saying.
Also, keep in mind, just a little update, because if I do my math right, podcast goes out tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Podcast goes out on a Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah.
The podcast won't be out tomorrow because we've not recorded it this week.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of
So instead,
there will be a review of season 1 of Arrow from the CW. Me and Jordan have both independently rewatched season 1. And
luckily, I have all the way up to season 6 on Blu-ray. My friend gave it me, so I've been using that to watch it. Other than that, I've been using VPNs for everything else.
I have ITVX, bro. It's on ITVX.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've been watching it on ITVX with like mini ads in between.
Oh
like,
yeah.
TV.
Yeah, I get you. So yeah, we'll be reviewing season 1. As you know, we want to review the entirety. Look back on it, and live the glory days that were the CW Arrowverse. Yeah, we're not. I remember when we look at you, CW. We know you tried to rename it to the CW verse. No, it will always be the Arrowverse. It will always be the Arrowverse.
So that will be happening next week because there is no podcast recorded.
It'll be happening this week
tomorrow.
for you.
It'll be happening tomorrow for you guys. Next week for us.
Yeah, we record these week in advance.
So keep an eye out for that because it will be sort of this style. Obviously, it won't have my usual breakdown because it would be a 40.
He'll do
hour long video. I'll do a short synopsis.
He'll do a short breakdown of the season.
I'll basically go through I'll say this is season 1 of Arrow in a nutshell.
Yeah. With
mini key events that happen in each area. And then, obviously, we will talk about the season, talk about what we think about it, talk about all that stuff, give it a rating out of 10 like we do. And that'll be our thing for next week because the pod isn't there. As for when other episodes of that will happen, for season 2, it will depend how long it takes me and Jordan to independently watch through.
Yeah,
because Jordan may finish before me, I may finish before him. So it'll be about whenever we both get done with season 2.
And it also depends on what else we've got going on as well.
Yeah. Crossovers for the CW shows as well will be reviewed independently of that season because they are contained stories. So things like Elseworlds,
the Vandal Savage
Crisis,
thing.
Vandal Savage stuff. All of that will be reviewed independently.
We don't know yet if we are doing shows that we stopped watching or never watched.
Yeah, don't expect Batwoman because I stopped watching after season 1.
Yeah, we are not going to do Batwoman. I watched first season. I painstakingly watched season 2. It only had 2 seasons, didn't it? 3?
3, I think.
Yeah, I watched season 2. It was fine. Season 3, I got halfway through and I was bored out of my fucking mind. Same with Legends of Tomorrow. I got to season. I got to the season with the devil, with the devil thing, and after that, I just never watched it again.
I watched Legends for John Constantine.
Yeah, that were it. But we will do Stargirl.
We will do Stargirl.
And maybe Titans.
Right now, we've decided on Stargirl, Titan, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow. Basically the big ones.
Basically the massive ones. And we'll do Superman and Lois as well.
And Superman and Lois, because that shit is fire.
Yeah, we can't wait. Right, I'll outro then. So I hope everybody did enjoy
the update.
What?
Enjoy the update.
Hope everybody did enjoy today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Go down to the links down below to have all of our social medias. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. You know what to do. And remember, when have we ever followed orders?
You know what, Jordan? I don't know. When did we start following orders?
I don't know, Will. When did we? Alright, bye everybody.
We forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
It's over, Anakin!